All right, welcome back to the Zoe Show. Today I got a very special guest, another person, another mentor of mine from back when I was a young cat. It's funny because lately I've been talking about the year 1987. I got stories to tell about this cat from back in 1987. People, please welcome the big homie, the OG homie, Bride Dog from Carver Park to the show. What up, Bride?
What's up, Fabius?
Man, how you doing today, brother?
I'm good.
Man, it's been a long time since we seen each other, man. I think last time I seen you was in the county jail, man.
Definitely.
Was it 25, 27?
Yeah.
Damn, what was you fighting back then?
I was fighting two Hobbles in a dope case.
Damn, what? Two Hobbles in the what? A dope
in
case?
a dope case.
Oh, how did that turn out for you?
Well, I beat the Hobbles.
Yeah.
And the dope case stuck. And it's a trip, man. I've had 3 dope cases in my life, and all of them the police put dope on.
Oh man. You was pro per fighting your own case.
Yeah, I was pro per fighting that case. I had to prolong it.
Yeah.
And I needed to understand law.
Hey man, for my viewers, man, who don't understand what pro per is and understand that, can you break it down? Tell them what a pro per is.
Pro per is when you fight your case. There's a duality in pro per. You can go pro per and fight your case solo bolo, or you can fight your case as co-counsel.
Okay.
It was my preference to go co-counsel because only a fool to thoroughly represent himself.
So as co-counsel, that means you had attorney joining you with this.
Yeah.
Helping you out.
And basically an advisor.
Like, yeah, co-advisor. All right. That's cool. And what you get up off of that?
Well, I ended up beating the bodies.
Okay.
And they ended up giving me 3 years on the dope case. I should have had time served, but they wanted me to go back to the penitentiary. And I got 10 days to the house and picked up 18 more months.
Oh, so you went to the state and did time there?
Yeah.
Where you do your time at?
I ended up going to, wow. I left there. I went to Susanville.
All right. And you paroled from up there?
Yeah, I ended up paroling from Susanville.
And then you got out, and then how long you lasted out back then? So I know you be out here getting money. You always been about getting money and violence. So I'm like, I know what you last out there on this too.
I got out, and I was out about 2 weeks, and I got shot.
Mm.
And that day, I was supposed to go on a lick with one of the guys from East Coast. Rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
And he went on it. So he came to the hospital and he broke me off a quarter key and said, "Here, man, this is just for your troubles and some money." I ended up going to Ontario. We got into it with some Serranos.
Yeah.
And I ended up allegedly gunning one of them down, and I went right back 63 days later. 63 dang days.
Hey man, this it's the life we live, man. I mean, because it's like it's crazy because I was just telling you on the other interview how I got out and went back on some stuff, and like the same way with you. It's like we see how the system is, how we be caught up in we just constantly doing the same cycle. We just be caught up in this mix. We doing this, we get back out. We doing this, we get back out. We just keep on going. That's
especially
crazy.
If you're a shooter.
Oh, exactly.
If you was a shooter back when we gonna keep it 100.
Exactly.
You was a young shooter, and I was a shooter,
Definitely.
so you know.
Hey, it's crazy because I was telling somebody, I said, man, I remember when I was young, man, you was out here, you was so active, you and my homie Brilo, and the stuff y'all was doing when I was like 16, 17, bro, and I remember you came through and you took the car for, I ain't gonna say what the dude was from, but you took old boy car, he just jacked you for his cutlass and brought it, like gave it to me for $100. Then you gave the sounds to 8 ounce, you can have the sounds, like here, cool, take this. I'm not just jumped in the car for those. So I just needed some laces. You went and got the whole car for me. I was like, the homie was crazy.
But see, I wouldn't have took the car from dude if he would have claimed where he was from.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't claim where he was from. So get out.
I think he come up here. I'm like, I needed some laces, and you pull up with the whole car. Here, you give me $100. I'm like, oh shit, give me that. That's one of my ultimate stories about you. I always tell people. I said, bro, I mean, I was young, but Bryce would be in the hood all the time over the Eagle Watch back then. He
Yes,
just
sir.
Like, yeah,
that's my second home. I always say, man, if I went from Carver Park, I would have been from Raymond,
sure,
man.
Hey, man, you know, it's like the connection between the Raymonds and the Carver Parks actually starts right there, bro. I know for me, everybody I met from Carver Park after that, it's always been, you know, Brian, everybody, that's the big homie. I'm like, yeah, that's the big homie. He taught me some shit back in the day. That's the run around with him and the homies, man. I know. So at the end, everybody I met from Carver has just been like love, bro. That's how it's been, man. It's still like that to this day, bro.
And the homies know how much love personally I had for the Raymonds. They knew. I mean, I'd put it to you like this, for you dudes out there that don't know, who can have a fight with somebody from another set, homeboy, with my no fighting ass, and it's 100 of his homeboys right there, and I just so happen to be winning this fight on 102nd, and don't get bum rushed. That's love.
That's love.
You know what I mean? The homie, because it was a different era, we shook hands afterwards. drank, wasn't no 40s, it was quarts, then we drunk a quart, and that was that.
Yeah.
But that's love, man.
Yeah, facts.
You know, so, you know, famous, I love the famous,
Oh,
man.
man, appreciate it. We got love for you too, bro. All right, man. So when did you make it to the feds, man? When did that happen?
Well, I left the streets in 2003. I caught a bank robbery. Went to the feds. Did 18 years flat. I just got the ankle bracelet off of me in July 2021. I was in the halfway house for a year. Screwed up halfway house. I got shot at twice in the halfway house. They put brothers like myself in those positions, knowing that it's a foul halfway house, but you juggle it because you're going home after all these years. You just want that semblance of freedom. But yeah, caught the case in 2003.
You said using that halfway house on Central over at Marvin Gardens?
Yeah, Marvin Gardens on 92nd and Central.
Yeah, I remember that was a state halfway house. I didn't know that was feds. I actually thought it was closed down when they shut down all the halfway houses. No. But they had shut it down, probably just reopened up and made it back into a feds or something.
They made it federal.
So
but the thing over in that area, man, is unfortunately, man, and I say this with unfortunate because I don't condone a lot of this stuff now, but the Swans and the Bebop Watts are beefing.
Yeah.
So anything that there's an added plus for whichever one come through.
Right.
You know.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. That little liquor store right there on the corner.
Right. I lost my homeboy Undertaker there.
Is that right?
My homeboy Glue Baby got killed in the alley behind the halfway house.
That's funny. I was just telling the story of my last story of the Game Breakers near death experience, and I was telling them how I got shot at right there. Yeah. Right where the street split at on Hooper. They was busting out the apartments. Yeah, they came out the apartments and just got off on us some kind of way, and I hit the corner on 92nd. So yeah, I know how that area is over there. Hey man, so what was it like in the feds, man? Were you housed in California or all over?
Well, I started off at USP Terre Haute when it was a regular USP. USP is equivalent to our level 4s. And the reason I put emphasis on when Terre Haute was a regular USP, because now it's a pedophile dropout spot like a SYN yard or SNY yard, sensitive need yard, basically. And it has all these pedophiles, rapists, dropouts, so on. That's what USP Terre Haute is now. Back then it was a regular joint. So when I hit it, it was a cultural shock based on I had to learn the GD structure. I had to learn the vice lord structure. Was a board member, was a 3-star elite, 5-star elite, things like that. They have a different structure. I had to learn what stones were. I already knew the rules. Our rules were simple. We had simple rules. You had 30 days to get your paperwork, that's for sure. No homosexuality, no playing with your Peter, because a lot of dudes from, I hate to say it like this, but a lot of cats from DC, a lot of cats from Florida, and a lot of cats from down south, Alabama in particular, play with their Peters on these females. They pull their Peter out and they masturbate in public. Yeah. So our rules were, no homosexuality, have your paperwork within 30 days, no playing with your Peter, no owing no one. Those 4 things right there automatically get you ostracized from homie. They get you blasted. With me, I'm coming for you. Right. And it was just basically you couldn't really go nowhere else if you violated those 4 codes. But the real culture shock is they have a thing called off count, on count. You'll have, when I got to Terre Haute, it was 6 of us. It was 4 of us from California. It was 6 of us in the Crip Guard, and it blew up to 10. Right. You'll have 100 Crips. Tatted all up, man. They have Raymond on them. They have Compton this on them. They have 60s. The biggest gangs are 60s and Hoovers. They're in every state. And they'll say to you, I'm not on count. So I was lost. What do you mean you're not on count, homie? You got Crip over your eyebrow. You got this over your eyebrow. You got that. I'm on my state count time. So they called it off count. And what they meant by that is I could be from Nebraska and I can have, because they got a lot of Los Angeles County homegrown gangs that they claim. So I could be in Nebraska and I could be claiming, I'm not going to throw anybody's set because I don't just want to be filed. I could be claiming JoJo Crip. Right. You have JoJo Crip tattooed all over me. JoJo Crip could be a very big gang in Los Angeles County. But I could say, I'm on Nebraska time, homie. I'm not on count. So I developed this saying, off count, don't count. You don't mean nothing to me. And so I start pushing the line. You dudes need to quit cussing around us. You need to pull your pants up. You need to do this because if you get into something, they coming at us Crips, not you dudes. So a lot of brothers, man, they from these different states, they'll go to prison in the feds and they'll come home to their homeboys like they was with us, but they wasn't with us. This is how deep it gets. I could be walking down the walkway and I can get jumped on by 4 guys that are just say from Iowa, and they could be stumping my brains out. And it could be 15 Crips that are walking from Texas that are off count. or they could be walking from Arkansas that are off count, or from Oklahoma that are off count, and they'll walk right by me.
They won't even help.
They won't aid or assist at all. And Californians, they say we trip on them and we like to use them. No, we don't like to use them. It's just, okay, you from California, you from Raymond. We knew what you were about from juvenile halls, camps, YAs if you went there, prisons, or the streets. Those guys, we don't know what they're about. So of course we like, here, man, you up to bat, go put in that work. It's not using you, it's just that we don't know your background. And then they have an option in California. You can't go nowhere and say, I used to be a Raymond, I used to be a Corp report, but I'm not on count now. The homie's like, what you mean you ain't on count? You drop out, get your dropout ass up out of here.
Right.
So they have an option. And then a lot of things with them, they may have been, because of federal prisons everywhere, they may have been tucked somewhere in Oklahoma. And then come to California and see us 500 Crips on the compound, and like, oh, I'm a Crip now. But in Oklahoma, you weren't on Crip time. You were on Mississippi time, or you were on Southern States time, or whatever. So off count, don't count. That was just like filed in the feds.
That's all it is. It's like a category they put you in, like, okay, like you said, it's just S and Y out here. You pretty much a dropout, basically.
Right. And that's what they are to us. So I didn't respect them. Yeah. And they used to try to tell me, cuz I'm the same thing as you. And I said, don't cuz me. And you are not the same thing as me. So let's not get that twisted.
They be still trying to come with their hand, like, what's up, cuz? What's up?
Oh, man, they
try
like,
it up.
They'll go like this. They'll try to lock out. Like, no, homie. No, don't lock no seeds with me. I don't give them that respect.
Yeah.
You know, and it's been times where, like boxer from PBG, you know, good dude, boxer from PBG, from California.
Yeah.
You know, he introduced me to a celly. This is my celly, such and such. I like, what's up, homie? And then the dude said what gang he was from. I like, oh, all right. And he said, but I'm not on count. So I turned to Box and said, man, I don't want to meet them motherfuckers like that, and walked away. Box was a little upset, but then when he called up to me, I said, hey, homie, I don't want to meet them dropout ass dudes. You know, I respect dudes who claim our thing and stay steadfast with it when they come to jail. That's it. But another counter I came across, the brothers from Nebraska, we had to enlighten them. They flagged out the right pocket. A lot of them cats did, because they were up under that GD structure. So, you know, they felt that GD's flag to the right and GD blue. Well, Crip blue is what put the universal blue on the map, not right. GD blue first and foremost. Nothing from the GDs. We call them our cousins in the feds. And put that thing in your left pocket. Quit disrespecting my eyes is what I had to tell them when I got to Terre Haute. A lot of brothers from Nebraska was flagging to the right. And that just blew my mind.
So GDs rep to the right?
Yeah, they rep to the right, you know.
How was that like in there with the GDs and the Vice Lords, with the Crips and Bloods?
This is how it was with the GDs, man. We aid and assist. What aid and assist simply means, I may see a GD's getting into it in the building, and I might walk by and drop a weapon. And say, somebody drop something and keep it moving. That's aid and assist. I won't actively jump into his drama, but I will aid and assist him. And it's vice versa. Because they have a coalition in there where all the Chicago gangs are unified up under one banner. Yet, GD still looked out for us. I had an operation on my neck, and I couldn't leave the building. And the GDs put security on me. I was the only Crip and only California in the building. And they made sure that if I went to that shower, if I came out of that cell, if I went on that phone, there was at least 4 GDs around me at all time with weapons.
Security.
Yeah, so, you know, I got love for them.
For the GDs?
Yeah.
For sure.